If you're working in security, one of the things that you're guaranteed to deal with is disorderly conduct. What if I told you there's 4 surefire phrases that you can utilize to drive compliance? Join me for today's debrief. Hey guys, I want to welcome you to today's debrief. It's your boy Atypical Security Guard. As always, if you're getting any benefit from the videos that we are uploading, please like, share, subscribe. You can just hit that button that looks like this, and be sure to donate if you feel like you're getting value from what we're doing. The donation link is in the description of this video. So today I'm going to share with you guys my 4 surefire phrases for gaining compliance with disorderly people, whether you're working with them in a retail setting, whether you're working with them on the street. But today we're going to focus specifically on the retail setting, as that's something that I have a lot of experience with. So let's get started. So before we go any further, let's talk about the 3 most common types of disturbances that we have at the retail setting where I most often work. Number 1 is going to be a non-responsive. Non-responsive generally is related to people that are either setting up for the usage of narcotics, or currently in the process of using narcotics. So these are people that are rolling a joint or packing a bong or loading a needle or in the process of ingesting any of those. That's going to be number 1. Number 2, disorderly, is going to be an outburst. Now, outburst could be someone screaming, it could be someone crying, it could be someone shouting or yelling, or any sort of combination of these things, because again, we are in Portland and that's something that happens all the time. The third and the final type of disorderly is going to be an argument, right? So this is an argument between customers, or between customer and employee, and even sometimes between 2 employees. So as we go through these 4 surefire phrases, we'll be talking about them in relation to these 3 type of disorderly disturbances that we have. So let's get started. Number 1 is going to be what seems to be the issue, right? Now I want you guys to really key in on the phrasing that I'm using here. What seems to be the issue? Now let's start with the first type of disorderly, which is going to be the non-responsive. So in general, someone finds a customer or a patron and they are completely unresponsive. Let's just say that this person is sitting on the floor with their back up against a wall, and they have a jacket or a coat or a blanket over their head, and they're clearly awake, they're clearly alert, but they're not responding to any sort of questions as to what's going on, if they're okay. And so security, myself, gets the call to come and check on this person. So as I make that safety check, I'm going to approach them and I'm going to ask that first phrase: sir or ma'am, what seems to be the issue? Now, the reason why I'm phrasing it that way is because instead of asking, hey, what's the problem? You're not assessing any sort of blame. Right off the bat, whether we're talking about a non-responsive, whether we're talking about an outburst, or whether we're talking about an argument, just from the simple fact that you're now involved, you've got this heightened sense of urgency, this heightened sense of annoyance or drama, just because you've been brought onto the scene. So in all 3 of these instances, I'm going to always open with what seems to be the issue, because that gives that person the opportunity to articulate from their position what they think the issue is, right? If we're talking about, let's just say we're talking about an argument between a customer and a employee, right? By approaching it with what seems to be the issue, the customer might say, I don't have an issue. The issue is with the employee. And maybe he's right. Maybe the employee is completely out of line. Maybe the employee doesn't want to service this individual because the individual's not wearing a mask, right? Or maybe they have some sort of history. These are both things that happen here at some of the retail establishments that I work at. So by utilizing that phrase, what seems to be the issue, you're not assessing any blame right off the bat, and you're giving people an opportunity to articulate from their standpoint what they see the issue being. Now, if this is a non-responsive and that person doesn't respond, well, now you've given yourself grounds to potentially trespass this person or remove them from property. And that also works in the other two disorderlies. Okay, so we'll move on to number 2. So my second phrase after what seems to be the issue is another one of my favorites, and that is, sir or ma'am, how can I assist you? Asking someone how I can assist them takes me immediately from an agent of authority, right? Even though most security guards, all security guards, we have very, very little authority. It takes me from that agent of authority and now puts me in a position of customer service, right? So for someone who is non-responsive, the answer to that, if they were to give an answer, might be, I need an ambulance. Well, now I'm the person who was there to help this person procure that ambulance. I am now a person that is potentially there to help save their life if there's something that's going on outside of the drug usage, right? If it's someone that's having an outburst, maybe they're upset about something. Maybe they can't find a certain product. Maybe they're not happy with the mask mandate, whether that's the mask being on or the mask being off. And now, again, I'm in a position of customer service where actually I can help this person as opposed to what they initially saw me as, which is someone who's there to impose some sort of rule or impose some sort of law and be another annoyance in their day. By asking how I can assist, that moves me into this customer service role, which I guarantee you guys will get you so much more compliance moving forward. The third phrase that I like to use after how can I assist you is, what will it take for me to get you to comply? Now, whether we're talking about moving people off of property, whether we're talking about getting someone to leave a retail establishment, or maybe even just put their clothes back on. This is something that we deal with a lot here in Portland. Having someone put their clothes back on, put their dick back in their pants, put their breast away, anything. I mean, it's literally something that I deal with all the time. By asking people, what will it take to get you to comply? You're giving them an option to now set the table, right? Some people specifically might say, well, I need money. If this is a homeless person, they haven't eaten, they're living on the street, they might say, I need money, I need food, I need a drink. Now, in certain situations, maybe we can make that happen. Maybe there's something that we can get from our deli department, or maybe there's something that our manager or director are willing to let go or let them take that gives them the opportunity to meet their needs, right? And we can use that as that barter system to have them actually move out. But one great thing about asking what will it take to get you to comply is that they are drawing the line in the sand and you're not, right? You're allowing them again, to set that table of what it is that it's going to take to get them to move. It's a great way to introduce the bartering system. So if someone says, I need $20, there have been times where people have said, I need $20 and I'll get out of your store. And I say, well, listen, I don't have $20, but I got $1. What if I give you $1 right now? Will that work? And guys, you'd be surprised how many times for someone who's homeless, who's living on the street, taking that dollar. You guys have seen my videos where I talk about having cigarettes, offering people cigarettes. Listen, I don't have $20, but I have a cigarette. Well, I don't smoke. Hey, I respect that. That's awesome. But you got a lot of friends who do it. If I give you this cigarette, you could probably sell it for $2, right? Here's an opportunity for you to make $2. Having something that you can barter with, that you can move either up or down from where they are setting that line is so effective. Also, one great thing about what will it take to have you comply is that you're allowing them to draw the circle around this next phrase. My absolute favorite go-to phrase is number 4, and that is, okay, we're done. Okay, we're done is the tactical retreat of these phrases. We've talked about the tactical retreat. You're not conceding defeat. You are tactically withdrawing yourself from the argument or the fight. And if you're not in the fight, you've already won the fight. Guys, listen, in security, we have such a small, narrow scope of what we can, what we can't do. And everybody knows this. We can't detain people. We can't threaten them with arrest. We can't go hands-on in these situations. When someone is being, excuse me, when someone is being disorderly or someone is being belligerent and you get to the point where they're not going to move, either figuratively or literally, the best thing for you to do is tactically retreat and use the phrase, okay, we're done. Okay, we're done does this amazing thing. You have now put the onus on either your supervisor, the manager, or the owner of the business to now take that next step. Whether that next step is to call the police, or whether that next step is to have you physically remove this person, the onus is now off of you and on to them. Because now, from this point forward, anything that happens, they are directing you to do that. And if you're being directed, then the liability and the onus, for the most part, okay, and we're talking generalization here, is now shifted to that management team and that owner of that business. All right, this is the closest you will get to qualified immunity. Now, if they want that person removed and they are directing you as the owner of that business to go hands-on and remove this person, or if they want to call the police, if they want to have 4 or 5 people who work in the store deal with this situation, now the onus is all off of you for the most part and on that management team, on that director, or on that business owner. Okay, we're done is the tactical retreat that takes you out of the equation, takes you out of the argument, and puts you in a position where now you are that observer or you're that person that's being directed. And that's a great place to be for a security guard that does not have the backing of law enforcement or a law enforcement organization, okay? So guys, these are my 4 surefire phrases. Let's go through them one more time. Sir or ma'am, what seems to be the issue? Number 2, sir or ma'am, how can I be of assistance? Number 3, what will it take for me to get you to comply? And number 4, okay, we're done. All right? Guys, I hope you've gotten benefit from this. I want you to share with me your thoughts, your concerns in the comments. Give me your feedback on this. Do you agree? Do you have phrases that you utilize that you're seeing are working for you? Do you want to critique what I'm saying? Anything and everything is open. Drop it in the comments. As always, be great. Watch your 6. See you next time.